Good. Call this meeting to order. It was properly posted on July 29th, and I will lead us in the prayer and allegiance.
Prayer and allegiance.
Let's do the prayer first. Dear Heavenly God, thank you very much for the opportunity to get together and do the people's business. We'll ask that your protection be on all the county employees, especially those who work out in these hot summer days. We'll ask that you give us wisdom, and we always seek your guidance. In your name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioner Bloomer and myself are present. Miles is sitting in for Commissioner Calvey. And is there a motion to approve the minutes on July 29th?
I move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Is there a motion to approve the claims?
I move we approve our claims.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opening of the bids. Okay.
Need something to open them with. Okay, we're going to open P21120-19, Retirement Investment and Administrative Services. The first one is Heritage Retirement. The second one is BOCC Financial. And the last one is Lincoln Financial Group. Wow. That's it.
I move they be tabulated and returned.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve the blanket? No change, Chantel? No change.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The consent docket is lengthy. Is there any individual consideration? If not, is there a motion to approve?
I move we approve our consent docket.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
District 1.
Okay, this is our appointment to the Metropolitan Library Commission. There should be a resolution attached. And Ms. Shamia Jackson is actually the city manager for the town of Spencer. And before she became city manager of Spencer, she worked for Congresswoman Horn. And then before Congresswoman Horn, she actually worked for Congressman Russell. So she has been out in the community quite a bit in the last several years and is hoping to be appointed to the Library Commission and is very excited about it. And we did double check that the dates work for her schedule.
And I have no problem with her, except does it present any conflict of interest with her being city manager for one of our towns? Because they do vote on some of our contracts for the library board, which I know she's not elected, but
Right. I know City of Spencer does not have a library. Aaron, do you have any opinions about? Okay.
I'm not trying to create a problem. I just
Right.
don't want a problem. We could probably approve pending.
Okay.
There's no problem. You want to do
I'll
that?
move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for finding somebody. This item comes to virtue of the chairman's office. It's just to allow me to have the signature on the fiscal year ending June 30, 2021. Is there any questions?
Is it just we're receiving it? Let's see.
It's just authorizing my
Oh, okay.
signature.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
30 is brought to us by LaDonna. This is the county free fair with Jones Public Schools. This is the lease agreement. Any questions?
And LaDonna, this event is it open to the public? Okay. I will move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then finally, 31, in the effort of still trying to move to get Shine out as a standalone department, we're looking for a place besides the District 2 barn to house the equipment that is used for Shine. And this is a piece of property right around the corner from where we pick up the Shine participants. So it would be a nice, convenient place to get them and then come around, and he has graciously offered to allow us to use his large garage and gated property for $100 a month. Pretty
Pretty good
reasonable.
deal. I will move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The assessor.
Morning, Commissioners. This item is an amendment to our current contract. It is in our favor. It provides greater services, but we visited with our district attorney, and they suggested that we should provide an amendment before you, and I'd urge your approval.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilkerson.
Good morning. This
morning.
agreement's to assist with our RFP for the retirement plan. This is for an engagement of Jim Prince for legal services related to reviewing the bids and proposals, scoring those bids, and assisting the retirement board and the BOCC with picking a retirement vendor.
And setting on the retirement board, it was needed to have someone that might have skill set beyond our understanding of some of the nuances to make sure this was not done improperly, and was to also make sure that he is standalone, because if you recall in the past, we had someone that might have had an affiliation with one of the awardees. And so we wanted to be sure it was an independent, objective interpretation of the RFP.
And this is in regards to the bids that were just opened?
Correct.
Okay. I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
help on that.
Thank you.
Cody? Or Joe? Okay.
Commissioners, you all saw this the other day in your budget board meeting. This is just the final step for the sheriff's office to utilize CARE dollars for vehicles, respirators, and computers.
Okay, questions? Is there a motion?
I will move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Barnes? Thank you, Sheriff.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mr. Davidson, this is routine items. All of these items, 35, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 40 are all annual fire equipment agreements, excuse me, with the exception of 35, which is an annual tower use agreement with New Singular Wireless.
Can you refresh my memory on why we rent tower space or tower use?
Revenue would be the easiest answer.
Okay.
Those funds do go into the Communications Infrastructure Fund, which then helps us keep these sites and these locations up to speed. That was a new cost center that was actually developed about 3 years ago and has proven very beneficial. That used to go to general fund, and then we had to go through the entire budget process to make minuscule adjustments and get money to do things at the tower and that with the backbone and all those things. But that does go to communications infrastructure now. As far as the real reasoning why, I'll be perfectly honest with you, we've had that discussion in my office as recent as last Friday, because particularly this leasee is high maintenance, I'll put it that way, and has been historically in my 16 years at Oklahoma County every year. We've had significant issues. And because that's a public safety radio tower, we maintain a margin of safety and error on that because of Oklahoma weather, ice loading, wind loading, combination thereof, et cetera. we actually have an extra percentage built in because of the nature of that tower. And this particular group pushes that button every year. In fact, they have sent us at least weekly requests to do modifications to the tower, which will again push on that margin. And we have to do tower studies. It's an ongoing issue with us, trying to maintain that margin of safety and keeping that tower in the condition that it needs to be because of public safety entities. I'd definitely be willing to entertain an open discussion at some point with whomever about continuing lease agreements on that tower. I know that would potentially reduce revenue, talking $19,500 a year, which is well below market rate. So I would love that discussion in detail.
And New Singular Wireless owns the tower.
No, ma'am, we do.
We own the tower, we lease it to them.
That's correct.
Okay.
And T-Mobile also has equipment on that too. T-Mobile's low maintenance. Theirs is a walkthrough every
Okay.
year.
Do you know what their contractual amount is off the top of your head?
I believe it's 11,500. A lot
Well,
of
I'm
the
sure it'd be
rate-
disruptive if we canceled it now with no plan.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
we need to approve these today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm open to the discussion in the future, but
Right.
the board's pleasure to approve them today.
I'll move to approve item 35.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And I'll make the motion for items 36 through 40 to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. One point on that, the rates are typically dependent upon height on the tower and the footprint that they have. T-Mobile has very minimal footprint. New Singular Wireless has a larger building of their own, smaller than ours, but just kind of what space they use.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy.
Item 41 is division order contract with Phillips 66 for your oil royalties.
It's one of the good ones.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And item 42 is division order contract with MT Energy for oil royalties.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 43 is a renewal with your bond counsel for the coming fiscal year. It's the same as last fiscal year. It's with Public Finance Law and Williams, Box and Foshee.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And item 44, Eric, are you?
Good morning. 44 is the notice of intent that we enter into with ODEQ. This is a revision of the current OK RO4 permit that the state has. And so this happens every 5 years. The last time we did this was in 2016. So they've revised the permit. As an example, one of the things that they've changed, they've added to where entities are broken down into categories. So as an example, there are 6 counties that are affected by this permit. So previously, we had to do the same things that other cities like Edmond, Moore, Norman had to do. So they've broken it down in the categories to where Category 1 is all counties plus your smaller towns and cities. They do less compared to a Category 3 city. They have Category 3 cities are typically Edmond, Midwest City, Norman, have a lot more population, have a lot more activity going on. And so this particular revision really helped us out as far as just the burden that's required in relation to this particular permit that we have to come in compliance with. One of the other things that we almost had to do that is part of this program, it deals with water bodies that are impaired. The North Canadian River is impaired for E. coli, just one thing. And so we were going to be potentially caught up in that TMDL, which is a total maximum daily load of that particular impairment that's allowed into that river. Luckily, we were able to talk our way out of that for now. But I think as this permit is revised again in the next 5 years, I think we may be getting caught up into that TMDL. And so with the TMDL, there's a lot of water monitoring that has to go on, a lot of public involvement as far as making people aware of that impairment. So I think as time goes on, population increases in the unincorporated area, I think there's going to be a lot more activity that we may get involved with. But as of now, they've given us some relief, a pass this time, if you will. And so we'll just have to see how things go. But those are the major changes from the previous permit.
And you said the last time we had to redo this was 2016?
Right. The state, in conjunction with the EPA, review this permit every 5 years
Okay.
and make revisions accordingly.
As far as the impairment on the North Canadian River, do we know what's causing that? I know we have to list usually. So what are, since we're off of the take for that one, who's it on? And then what are they listing as the impairment?
Well, Oklahoma City is the biggest one because obviously it enters in on the west side of the county, it comes across.
Right?
So Oklahoma City is the biggest one that's affected. I think Choctaw, Nakoma Park, Dale City, all of these entities are affected. So I kind of use the typical example. There's been a TMDL on Lake Thunderbird for the last 5 years now, maybe more. So that encompasses the city of Moore, Norman, and Oklahoma City. So basically what they do is a lot of monitoring, a lot of automated monitoring to when there are storm events. There's automated collection of samples to see what the flush is related to that storm. So the goal is to reduce whatever impairment is there. So like I said, one of the impairments is E. coli, just bacteria in general. So that can be anything from pet waste, that can be anything, fertilizers, to over-fertilizing your lawn clippings going out. I mean, there's a lot of different sources that can come from. So it's just something where you're going to have to track that. I mean, one of the things that Oklahoma City does, if you go up and down the river, especially downtown, you'll notice they have these huge nets that are out there that just encompass the amount of trash that's just thrown out there. So Oklahoma City is a phase one city like Tulsa. So their requirement compared to this program is much, much higher. This program is what they consider a phase two, where it affects smaller cities just because of population. So, in the future, I think one will get caught up with the North Canadian River, but in District 3, as an example, Chisholm Creek is impaired for nitrogens. So that can be anything from agricultural activities, that can be from failing septic systems, that can be from, again, fertilizer, over-fertilizing lawns. So it's something that we definitely have to keep an eye on because we're going to be affected one way or the other eventually.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Mr. Monroe?
Good morning. Item 45 is a contract between the Board of County Commissioners and Kone Elevator Company for the repair of the courthouse jail elevator from the flood damage done in February.
Will this work be done during off hours?
Yes.
Okay.
After hours and weekends.
Okay.
And I would say 90 days once the preliminary work is done.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Our employees of the month, Ms. Kent.
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
It's time to recognize our July Board of County Commissioners Employees of the Month. So if we will have the IT directors please come up and introduce their recognition.
Good morning. Our nomination for our July Employee of the Month is Mr. John Paul Weaver. There's a lot of people who see just me and Dane as the face of IT, and they don't really see some of our more advanced networking people. John is one of our level 3 engineers, and he is a keystone to our operation. He's there to support and bring in a lot of the new technologies that we bring in. Most of the new projects that we put up, it's usually John and his team. I wish I could nominate them all, to be honest, but it was a hard choice. He continually works after hours. He takes initiative. He doesn't stop until it's fixed. He is truly one of the best engineers that I've ever worked with and one of the smartest individuals I've ever known in my life. He's courteous, he's respectful, has one of the most incisive minds I've ever seen, And it is my great pleasure to nominate John Weaver as the MIS Department Employee of the Month.
You don't be scared, you can come up here.
They don't like recognition.
I like being behind the desk.
This is for you, John.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And we'll get your picture here in a second.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Sit them back down.
Yeah, you cannot avoid a picture.
Right here.
All right, okay.
Yeah, right here, John. Our next one is from District 1. Joe or Brian, I don't know who you're
I
going to,
think
which one?
Brian.
Okay, Brian.
Good morning. This, like MIS, was a tough choice. We got a lot of great employees. But this month's nominee is selected for his dependability, dedication, and work ethic. He has continually shown himself to be an exemplary employee and a valuable contributor to District 1 team. He has a lot of knowledge and abilities when it comes to diagnostic work on equipment and vehicles. He's a very humble employee, however, but his knowledge and experience allows the supervisors to feel confident that the job will be completed satisfactorily. He's always busy making sure that the county's equipment is ready for the field, has been an outstanding contributor to District 1. He observes all of our safety rules and has no reportable incidents. He is a true team player to District 1, and we're proud to name Cliff McMullen as Employee of the Month.
There you go, Cliff. Would y'all like to do a picture now?
Sure.
Just the two? Okay.
You can go right up there.
Just the two.
Oh, we got one more.
That's good. Thank you.
Nine. Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Tyler.
Sat down too long. Good morning, Commissioners. This is a resolution to change a unique situation. To give you some background, PUD 2-97 is the zoning that was asked for when they originally built Settlers Crossing. Settlers Crossing, a part of their PUD was a church site, and there are certain activities that go on with a church site. But it was approved back in 97, and there are some new owners of the church or operators of the church who had some ideas to be able to raise funds for different things. And one of the things they wanted to do was to have a garden where they could grow food and hand it out to the people that were needing. Another thing they wanted to do was have truck events where all these different trucks would come in and I guess essentially make sales, and they were going to profit from that as well. Snow cone machine, they wanted to operate it, I guess, year-round initially. But there are a lot of things that the citizens that already live there in Settlers Crossing felt that was going against their PUD. The only way to make those things happen was to have a amendment to the PUD 2-97. The Planning Commission approved this item. However, the scope of the whole operation was narrowed down. They were afraid of loud music, parties in the middle of the night, lighting, and those kinds of issues. And they asked him to redo his PUD statement. That included the number of hours they would operate, what days, and all those kinds of things. So everybody was in an agreement that these changes would be made and brought before you for a final decision on the zoning for the property. One of the things that they narrowed down, that there won't be a lot of food trucks. They were asking just to have the snow cone machine snow cone trucks, and that's going to be seasonal. It's not going to be year-round. There are a lot of other things, I can't put them from memory, that was a part of it, but the citizens were concerned about, and I think he addressed most of those things. So this approval was given by the Plan Commission to bring forth to you guys to make the final decision.
District 3 happy?
Yeah, they worked on this extensively. So yeah, I'd be happy to make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Tyler. Commissioner comments, District 1,
No comments.
District 3.
No, thank you.
I just want to make mention that the former District 2 office manager and assistant, Vera Ashford, passed away, and I was honored to be included as part of her family in the funeral ceremonies on Saturday to represent the county, and they talked about her retirement from here. She loved this place, and we loved her, and we will miss her. Any new business? Is there a motion to enter an executive session?
I'll move we enter into executive session.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Stacy. Thank you.
Ready? Is there a motion to return to regular session?
I move we return.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Action on item 51.
Item 51, I move we reject the demand amount from the defendant, and I move to approve that we authorize up to $5,000 in discovery expenses for our district attorney's office.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
52.
Item 52, I move that we disclaim, subject to any unpaid property taxes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
53.
Item 53, I move that we approve the ratification amount for $1,996,510.77. And included in that motion is authorizing representatives from District 1 and our district attorney's office to begin negotiations with OJA for the current year's contract.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Citizens to be heard before the BOCC. Seeing or hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I will call the meeting of the Public Building Authority together. It was properly posted on June 29th. There's Commissioner Bloomer and myself are present. Commissioner Calvi is absent. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of July 19th?
Move to approve.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Is there a motion to approve the claims?
I move we approve our claims.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Departmental items, Mr. Monroe.
Item 3 addresses a problem that we've had in relation to the program probation and parole reentry. The Board of County Commissioners had previously agreed for that program to use the jury assembly room for meetings after hours. There was never really any formal action taken for those people who use the parking garage after hours for that purpose. The sheriff's deputies I know are here and can speak to the merits and the activities of that effort. The question here is, should we allow those people, those participants, to park in the parking garage after hours at no cost?
Good morning, Lieutenant Sedgwick, Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office. I apologize, Major Burrows isn't here, be able to speak to you today. But just to let you know, this is a program that's been going on for about a decade now, 10 years. The Sheriff's Office fully supports the program. It starts at about 6 o'clock and ends around 8:30. The numbers can go anywhere between 50 to 150 is my understanding. And we've never had any issues in the past. It was it was delayed for about a year due to COVID. And our most recent one was July 15th where this item or issue came up. But again, we would love to continue the program. We think there's a lot of merit to it.
You have any questions?
So in regards to the parking garage, there's never been issues with folks parking there after hours at no cost? They can get in and out and there's no issues?
Our staff facilitates egress
Okay.
when things are over,
Okay.
and ingress.
And we've done this before. It's usually for standalone events like the Arts Festival or when it was more the bombing marathon and some other things that have come to mind. So this isn't an exception to something we've done before.
And is this program once a month?
No, ma'am, excuse me. No, ma'am, every other month, and I think the third Thursday of
Okay.
every other month.
Okay. I have no issue with it.
Okay, is there a motion?
I will move to continue allowing participants in this program to park in our parking garage after hours at no cost.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4 new parking spaces.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move to approve.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Citizens to be heard before the PBA. Seeing and hearing none, board comments? Neither. Any new business? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.